Hello everyone, the topic that I will be discussing in this video is differential amplifier of subject analog circuits KEC 402. In previous two videos we have discussed other configurations related to this differential amplifier. Now here I will be starting with the third configuration, that is single input balanced output differential amplifier. Single input, that is out of the two input we will be having only one input, and balanced output means we are having the output that is being measured between the two collectors. So this is the circuit diagram of single input balanced output configuration. Here we have one input, that is V in. The second input that we had in previous configurations is not present here. So that V in 2 is kept 0. So it becomes a single input configurations and output that we are measuring between the two collectors. So it is single input balanced output configuration of differential amplifier. This is the RC resistance, that is the equivalent parallel combination of the resistance that are at the emitter of the two transistors. Collector resistances are equal, connected at both the collectors. The device, that Q1 and Q2, are the identical devices. Current flowing through this RC resistance, let us say it is IC. So the second resistance, that is also same, and the device is a matched device. So we will be having the same current IC flowing through the other collector resistance. From the emitter we have the current IE flowing through the emitters and IE flowing through the emitter 2. So the total current that will be flowing through this resistance RE will be 2 times IE. From the input side at base 1, the current flowing is, let us say, IB1, and from the other there is voltage 0, so that we not have at the input side 2. So current here is IB or IB1 we can write. So this all here we have with this circuit. Now we will start with its DC analysis and AC analysis. So if we see its input loop, that is same, that base emitter loop. So the DC analysis will be same, output loop is also same. So the quiescent value, that is the current ICQ and VCEQ, will be calculated in the same manner as that of the previous configurations, and the expressions that we will be getting for these two will also be exactly same because the circuit is same. So the expression is ICQ is VEE minus VBE divided by 2RE plus Rin divided by beta DC. Here this beta is specified as beta DC because here we are doing the DC analysis of this differential amplifier. The collector to emitter voltage, that is VCEQ, that is the quiescent value of collector to emitter voltage, that we get as VCC plus VBE minus RC into ICQ. So these two expressions and their way of calculating is exactly same. So for the detailed analysis of this circuit, DC analysis of single input balanced output configuration, you can refer the previous configuration, that is dual input balanced output configuration. So all the steps and procedure is same for this configuration also. Now starting with the AC analysis of the single input balanced output configuration. So here this is the common emitter point where the two emitters are being joined, that is written emitter 1 and emitter 2. This is the collector of transistor 1, this C2 is the collector of transistor 2. This B1 is the base of transistor 1, B2 is the base of transistor 2. Now here the balanced output configuration, so output we will be measuring between two collectors, that is collector 2 and collector 1. Here I have marked it as positive, that it is considered that collector 2 is relatively more positive as compared to collector 1. So the analysis that we do for the AC response of the system, for that we will be writing KVL equation. Here two loops are indicated, loop 1 and loop 2. In loop 1 we are having input voltage, and in the branch that is base of 2 there is no voltage source present, as in the circuit from which we have made this AC equivalent circuit we do not have any input source connected at the base of transistor 2. That is why it is a single input configuration. Balanced output because we are finding it between the two collectors. So KVL equation, here we can write for loop 1 as V in minus R in IB1, then moving right it will be IE1 multiplied by RE. Then here we can see the current IE1 is in and IE2 is out. So with RE we can write as IE1 minus IE2 is equal to 0. This will be the one KVL equation. Similarly we can write for loop 2. So the equations 1 and equation 2 that is written here. So this IE written here is IE1 minus IE2. So substituting that value and replacing IB1 by IE1 by beta AC and IB2 we can replace by IE2 by beta AC. Here the beta is specified as AC because here the beta that we are representing is for the AC analysis of this differential amplifier. Now these two equations that can be simplified as V in 1 minus R in 1 upon beta AC multiplied by IE1. This IE1 upon beta AC term comes from this IB1. When we replace this IB1 then we get this IE1 by beta minus RE into IE1 minus capital RE and the difference of the current that is written here as I capital E. So that is IE1 minus IE2 is equal to 0. So V in 1 minus R in upon beta AC IE1 minus RE IE1 multiplied minus multiplication of RE into IE2. So generally that R in upon beta AC value is very small. So for simplicity we can ignore this value, and ignoring this value will replace this term will not be present if we ignore this R in upon beta. So our equation reduces to RE plus capital RE IE1 minus RE IE2 equal to V in. That we have RE IE1 plus RE into IE2 is equal to V in. So that we can solve using Cramer's rule. We can also solve it by using the equation simplification, that we take unknown from one of the equation, put it into the other, and we can simplify. This is simpler way to find the value of this current. So when we have two equations, two unknown, then we can solve it using Cramer's rule. So the IE1 that we get is the small re plus capital RE multiplied by the input voltage divided by RE and RE plus 2RE. Similarly, we can find IE2, and this is the expression of IE2, that resistance RE multiplied by input voltage and divided by the sum of RE plus 2RE multiplied by the resistance small re. Output voltage, as it is a balanced output configuration, so we will be measuring output between the two collectors. So that is written here, VC2 minus VC1 is your V out. Now we can put the VC2, that is voltage at collector 2 and voltage at collector 1, in terms of resistance and current. Why we are doing this? Why we are replacing VC2 in terms of resistance and current? Because we have already calculated the two currents, that is IE1 and IE2. So that it is replaced by RC into IC2 minus of RC into IC1. So this minus becomes plus, and we get RC multiplied by IC2 plus IC1. So we have the value of IE1 and IE2, we do not have IC1 and IC2. So with this assumption that IE is nearly equal to IC, this expression we can write as RC multiplied by IE2 plus IE1. Now we can put the value of the two currents that we have calculated. So this is IE2, this is IE1, and now we can simplify it to get output voltage. So this is the output voltage. Here we can see some terms are common in numerator and denominator, that will get cancelled out, and V out we get as RC upon RE multiplied by input voltage. So the differential gain for this configuration, that is output upon input, will give us RC upon RE. So if we compare it with the previous configuration of balanced output configuration, so we can say that here the output and the gain are exactly same to that of dual input balanced output configuration. Now the differential input resistance. Here we have only one input, so differential input resistance of this differential amplifier will be having only one term, that is R in. Like in the with the two dual input configuration, we have defined from both side of the inputs as R in 1 and R in 2. Here we have only one input, so it is written as RI. From V is equal to IR, we can write resistance is equal to V in upon the input current IB. That IB is replaced by IE1 by beta AC. So beta will move to numerator and we get it as beta AC V in upon IE1. IE1 we have already calculated, we know its expression. So that expression is written here, and simplifying we get our input as beta AC RE plus 2RE divided by RE plus RE. So taking this that RE is greater than RE, so this term will be reduced to 2RE and the denominator will be reduced to RE. So this expression will be beta AC RE multiplied by 2RE divided by RE. So from here this RE gets cancelled out from numerator and denominator and we are left with this term for input resistance, that is differential input resistance for single input balanced output configuration. Output resistance, we will be having two values as we are measuring output between the two collectors. So output will be same, RO1 is equal to RO2, that is the collector resistance RC. Now the last configuration of this differential amplifier is single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Single input means here only one input will be present, that may be your input 1 or the input 2. Unbalanced output configuration means we are measuring output between any one of the collector and ground. This configuration is not commonly used for many reasons. Here that we have DC output voltage without any input signal applied and the gain that it is having less voltage gain than the previous configuration. In this configuration, an input signal can be applied to the base of either of the transistor and output can be measured at either of the collector. This figure is showing this configuration, that is single input unbalanced output differential amplifier. Here we have one input, that is V in 1. V in 2 here is not present and the output that we are measuring is between collector 2 and ground. So current flowing through this RC is IC. From the base we will be having IB and in the emitter branch we have the current 2IE. So here also with this circuit we need to do its DC analysis as well as AC analysis. So when we do its DC analysis, again you can see the base emitter loop is same, and in the collector branch if we see VCC, RC and the collector, there is no change in the circuit. So from the output side the only change is that we are measuring output from collector to ground, not between the two collectors. So DC analysis we will again get the same expressions. The procedure, as I told you earlier, also will be same as that of the dual input balanced output configuration, and we will be getting these value of fusion point for this configuration. IE, that is equal to ICQ at fusion point, will be VEE minus VBE divided by 2RE plus Rin divided by beta. VCE we can write as VCEQ is equal to VCC plus VBE minus RC into ICQ. So these two expressions we can say are same for all four differential amplifier. So we can say that fusion point value, Q point value will not change if we are considering any of the configuration of differential amplifier. AC analysis of this circuit will be having both the differences at the output and the input, because here in the branch, that is B2, that is baseline of transistor 2, the input voltage is not there. and output that we are measuring is between collector 2 and ground. Two loops of analysis are indicated here as loop 1 and loop 2. So, with the same procedure that we followed for the previous configuration, that we write the KVL equation, we will simplify it to find the expression of output, and from that expression of output we can calculate the differential gain. So, let us write the KVL equation starting from this V in. We can write it as V in minus this drop, that is IB into R in. Moving to right side, that is minus IE1 multiplied by RE, and in the when we move in RE branch, we can write it as RE multiplied by IE1 minus IE2 is equal to 0. So, this will be one KVL equation. The second KVL equation we can write in loop 2, that is V in minus R in multiplied by IB, IE1 multiplied by RE, then we have here the current flowing through resistance RE multiplied by RE, and that will be equal to 0 because here we do not have anything in this brace branch. So, that all we can simplify. That AC equivalent circuit that we have seen is same as the AC equivalent circuit of single input balanced output differential amplifier, except in the way in which the output is being measured. So, the expressions of current will be same, the output that we will be writing will be a bit different. Here the output will be across the collector 2 and the ground, that we can write as RC into IC2, and that IC we can write as IE. So, we can write it as RC into IE2. IE2 we have calculated, we can put that value and we can simplify it to get V out. So, putting that value of IE2, this is the expression of IE2, that is RE multiplied by V in divided by RE, RE plus 2RE. So, we get this for condition when RE is greater than RE, because when RE is greater than RE, this denominator part RE plus 2RE will reduce to 2RE, and we can write it as RE into V in divided by RE into RE plus 2R. RE. Now, this will reduce to RE into V in upon RE multiplied by 2RE. So, this RE will get cancelled out and that will be reduced to an expression of RC. Here we have one more term of RC. So, RC will also be there. So, what will be left is RC into V in upon 2RE. So, that expression is written here. The output voltage for single input unbalanced output configuration is RC upon 2RE multiplied by the input voltage. So, the gain for this single input unbalanced output configuration is V naught upon V in, and when we divide the expression of this output voltage here, so that V out upon V in we get as RC upon 2RE, that is the gain of amplifier. So, that is written here RC upon 2RE as a gain of amplifier. So, with this expression we can say that For any unbalanced output configuration, the gain is RC upon 2RE. For balanced output configurations, the gain is RC upon 2RE irrespective of the input. Differential input resistance, again that is the input resistance that is being seen from the input side. As it is a single input configuration, we have only one input, so that input resistance will be same, its exact value will also be same as calculated with the previous configuration, and we can see that with an assumption that RE is greater than small re, we get this Ri as 2 times beta AC into Re. The output resistance of this configuration, here we are measuring output between one of the collector and the ground. So, here we will represent only one output, that is between one collector and the ground. So, that will be Ro into Rc. Now, what we have discussed in this video and the previous two videos are the differential amplifier that was being designed using bipolar junction transistor. So, we can design this differential amplifier using FET also, that is field effect transistor. So, in the differential amplifier configuration that we have discussed, in that we need to make some changes to get the expressions and the circuit diagram that is designed using FET. So, at the place of BJT, we can replace that with FET, and the namings will also be changed, because with the FET we know the terminals are named as drain, source, gate and substrate. So, that naming will be changed, and the collector resistance of BJT we can relate it to the drain resistance of FET. So, RC is equal to RD. So, wherever we have written RC in the expressions of differential amplifier using BJT, we will replace RC with RD, and the RE resistance, that is small signal model resistance RE, will be replaced by 1 upon GM, because if we compare the small signal model of FET and small signal model of BJT, we find that at the place of RE in FET we have the term 1 upon GM. So, RC will be replaced by RD, RE will be replaced by 1 upon GM. So, all the expressions that we have calculated for differential amplifier using BJT will also be valid for FET with these modifications. So, for example, if I want to write the gain for JFET dual input balanced output differential amplifier. So, if this is for BJT, so for BJT we have dual input balanced output configuration, the gain is RC upon RE. So, by following these 2 points, we can write it for JFET. For JFET, we replace this RC by RD and this RE by 1 upon GM. So, we get as GM into RD. So, GM into RD will be the gain of dual input balanced output differential amplifier obtained using field effect transistor. One more term, that is input common mode range. The input common mode range is the range of common mode voltage over which the differential amplifier continues to sense and amplify the difference signal with the same gain. Typically, the ICMR is defined by the common mode voltage ranging over which all MOSFET remain in saturation. So, this term is associated with MOSFET. With the BJT, we have seen CMRR, that is common mode rejection ratio. for common mode rejection ratio, a higher value is desired, that if we have an infinite value of CMRR, that defines that the filtering of the common mode signal is best by that differential amplifier. Thank you.